Well, it's time for Pet Entertainment TV, and I'm Dennis Rosiak.
I'm Mandy Maxwell.
And Mandy, we got an interesting breed today. Who do we got?
A 55-pound lap dog named Lola, who, of course, if you hadn't already realized, is an English Bulldog.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and, you know, we don't get a lot of English Bulldogs in the shelter.
Exactly.
We've had a few from time to time, and she actually ended up at the shelter sometime last week as a stray, apparently. So I don't know how she wandered off or why somebody wouldn't be looking for her, but sure enough, she landed herself at the Humane Society, which is better than being on the street.
Yeah, and you know, the interesting thing is I started to do some research because I didn't really know a lot about the English Bulldogs, but the Bulldogs are just absolutely, you know, they're great family pets, and they are good with kids. They look kind of mean, you know, but they're not. They're actually very gentle, easygoing guys.
Tolerant,
Yeah.
I would say, with children and things like that. They typically can be great with other dogs.
Yeah.
You know, of course, always socializing them when they're younger is best. But you have to keep in mind too, though, they are considered a bully breed as well. So they can be very stubborn. They can be very hard-headed, very tenacious. They don't like to back down. So you got to keep that in mind too.
And I saw that, you know, that from Lola, that she's a little bit domineering, but yet you can see she's just as gentle as can be, and she knows what she wants to do. And, you know, as far as, you know, for people that are thinking of adopting one like her, you know, she has to be kept in a cool climate. In other words, she can't be outside in 90-degree weather because she's got this short snout that basically she can't expel all that heat.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and they're very, I know a couple of weeks ago on our show we were talking about heat stroke and heat exhaustion and things like that. These dogs are very prone to things like that in weather, you know, and it's only going to be 88 today, so that's a few degrees less than it's been, but still, a girl like her cannot be out in that kind of weather. So super early morning walks, late evening walks, and things like that, because even though they're pretty low-key as far as exercise, they still need their exercise.
Exactly. Now, this dog can be an apartment dog, though, very easily, because they're pretty casual, and the maintenance-wise goes, they got a short coat, so they do need some brushing, but it's not a high maintenance in that sort of sense. And, you know, you got to talk about this tail, right?
She's got some crazy tail. It's really like a pigtail, all kind of spiraled up and
screwed. Just kind of like a screw, right?
You do have to keep in mind too, though, they are a little bit high maintenance as far as their skin, because they do tend to have a lot of skin issues. All the wrinkles in their faces have to be cleaned out with, you know, baby wipes and things like that. So that's all stuff you have to consider. If that's not something that you're, you know, willing to do pretty much on a daily basis, then this really isn't the dog for you. Obviously, she slobbers a lot, so that's something that you know all about with your St. Bernards. So those are all things that you have to take into consideration when you're thinking about a dog like this, because everybody sees Lola and they instantly want a little bulldog.
Yes.
But so many people don't do the research. So you really got to look into the breed before you go and adopt somebody. Yeah,
and I think that he would make an excellent dog for somebody. And you know, when meet and greet of the other dogs is going to be critical to see if Lola gets along and such, because they're great with their pack. But if there's someone outside of the pack, they're going to be more protective of the pack. And such. So we got to keep that into consideration. And you know, we have to mention today, of course, we're at Dog Days, and we're here at 15310 Harriman Boulevard in Noblesville, and at 773-4500 is the number here. So if you have any desire to come and bring your pets in for boarding or grooming or dog food, I mean, we've got everything here at Dog Days.
They sure do, yeah.
So
we've got a couple more dogs and our kitty cat for the day coming up, and we've got a couple of fun events to tell you guys about. So we will be back. She's seeing the guests that are walking in the door, so she's ready to go. We'll be back.
We'll be right back.
Please take me to Dog Days.
Your dog will beg you to take him to Dog Days, Playhouse, and Retreat. It's loads of fun for your pet, and you'll have the peace of mind knowing he's in good hands. You can even peek in on what's happening at any time during the day with Doggy Webcam. Whether you need doggy day camp, boarding, grooming, or training, Dog Days gives your pooch the pampering he deserves. Give us a call, 773-4500, or check us out on the web, please.
Okay, we're back, and we've got a real interesting one, a lab pointer.
Yeah, that's what we that's what we think anyway, you know, you never know. He came in as a stray, so, you know, we don't really have a whole lot of background information on him.
Yeah.
But his name is Conlon.
Okay.
And he came in with a brother, what we're assuming they were running around together. And his brother already got adopted, and poor Conlon is still here. But such a cool guy.
Yeah.
The first time I ever walked him, I was like, man, I love you. He is such a cool boy, very smart. I mean, he already knows basic commands.
Okay.
He's house trained. Let me see if you'll shake. Shake. Yeah, that's a good boy. Yes. And he loves to play with his toys, loves to play with the tennis ball. He will go fetch the toy and bring it right back to you. So that's what I feel like he's got maybe some lab or some sort of retriever in there. Right. Because I'm telling you, he's like, go get it, bring it back. Go get it, bring it back.
Yeah, so there's definitely, I mean, because otherwise, you know, typically they would not be doing that.
Right,
right. If they were lab or pointer or something, or some sort of retriever.
Right, and he's about 2 years old, we're guessing. Okay. So he's still really young.
Yeah.
Obviously treat motivated, so I know this guy can learn anything.
Well, you know, one of the things we wanted to talk about today was about crate training, because crate training, one of the things that you really want is a food-motivated dog, because maybe Conlon has never been in a crate before, but maybe it's something that you need to do because, you know, sometimes it's to protect the dog, but also it's also a case that maybe that's their safe zone within your house.
Right.
And so in turn, sometimes, you know, what we find is that we'll put, you know, a dog in a crate, and they love to go in the crate because it's just, I get away from everybody else, and it's actually, you know, not a problem. And some people think it's an issue to put their dog in a crate.
Right, and to each his own. You know, we one of our dogs was a puppy when we got him, and we tried and tried and tried, and it did not work with Gus. He was not going near that thing. He hated it, and we always tried to make it a good place. So for him, it didn't work, but for tons of dogs, it works beautifully. And like you said, it's got to be a good place. It's not punishment. You know, they don't have an accident and you shove them in the crate like they've been a bad dog. That's totally not what you want to do. It's not punishment. It's a good place for them to go. So a lot of times when people adopt a dog from the shelter, you know, we'll tell them to feed them in their crate. So that's a good thing, you know, because everybody loves their breakfast and their dinner, so feed them in their crate. Yeah. We always encourage people, you know, when they're going to be at work. Hold on, buddy. You all right? When they're going to be off at work, to take a Kong and shove it with, you know, shove it full of peanut butter and freeze it. And then it takes them, you know, several hours to kind of get that frozen peanut butter out. So that's something that you can do to keep them occupied. The other thing that I cannot express enough, what drives me nuts, is the people that, you know, have crates and put their dog in the crate all day long while they're at work and never give them any sort of exercise prior to doing it.
Right.
You cannot just shove a dog, I don't care what age they are.
Right.
You cannot just shove a dog in a crate and expect them to be in there all day long and be happy and content without exhausting them first.
Exactly.
So like for Conlon, for instance, if you were going to crate him, I mean, I would say no less than 45 minutes in the morning before you go to work. A good walk, a run, you know, something like that, and tire him out before you put him in there all day so that he's going to take a nap, chew on his Kong. He'll be tired, you know?
Exactly.
So that is so, so, so important.
And also we should mention, too, that a dog said, you know, should never go in more than an 8-hour period of time, especially when they're full grown. And as a puppy, when you're training your puppy, the maximum amount of time should be, generally is up to 3 hours is the maximum amount of time, because you don't want them to go to the bathroom in there. So for a puppy, for instance, you want to make sure every hour that you're bringing them out of the crate, taking them outside so they get used to going to the bathroom outside. Exactly.
Yes, you do not want them. If you work 14, 15 hours a day, you need to think about doggy daycare.
Exactly.
I know, you know, like dog days, they're here from 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. That's 12 hours your dog could be in doggy daycare.
That's a great point. And it's
not like you have to do that every day.
That's right.
But maybe every other day, a couple days a week, if you work those long hours. So that's, you know, you have to consider all of those things. You know, if you're going to crate train, and how old the dog is, things like that. Like you said, if you've got a puppy, you might need to hire a dog sitter or somebody like that to come over and let your puppy out every 3 or 4 hours if you can't get home to do it.
Exactly. So a crate is a nice thing, and it's a good thing, and it's also good too if you have people that are over that are not, not really dog people, so
right.
you in turn, you can just have your dog put away and be safe in there and be comfortable, and then the people aren't uncomfortable.
Right, exactly. And again, though, you want it to be a good place, not like, oh, there's people coming over.
Right.
Go, get away. We don't want you around. It's got to be like, hey, this is a good thing. You don't want to be around these people anyway, so go hang out in your crate. I've had friends that taught their dog to go to jail, and I think that's so funny. Teach them some sort of fun command, so it's a fun thing for them, and it's a learning process for them.
Yeah.
So, just like Conlon, I mean, really, he can learn anything, so.
Well,
goodness.
Conlon sees someone coming, so.
Good guard dog. Did we mention that?
That's right.
He'll let you know when somebody's about to come in.
He's saying, come and see me.
I know. Hey, guys, what's going on?
Well, stay tuned. We got more dogs coming.
Please take me to Dog Days.
Your dog will beg you to take him to Dog Days, Playhouse, and Retreat. It's loads of fun for your pet, and you'll have the peace of mind knowing he's in good hands. You can even peek in on what's happening at any time during the day with Doggy Webcam. Whether you need doggy day camp, boarding, grooming, or training, Dog Days gives your pooch the pampering he deserves. Give us a call, 773-4500, or check us out on the web.
Please?
It's okay, you're cute.
Okay, we're back, and we've got Pika.
Yeah. Cute little underbite, crooked mouth. I mean, it does not get any cuter than that, I swear. And she's about 2 years old, so she's young, just like everybody.
Every today.
I didn't realize everybody on the show today was just a spring chicken.
Yeah.
So, like Dennis said, her name is Pekin. She's about 2 years old. We're kind of debating on what she is. We're thinking maybe a little puggish terrier or something. If you can zoom in on that mouth at all, oh my gosh, it's literally like a crooked underbite. It's the cutest thing ever. And she's just a young, spunky, fun little girl.
Now, was she a stray or was
she was a stray?
Another stray?
Yeah,
wow.
I know.
I just can't imagine that somebody would come looking for this one.
Yeah, who knows? So, but at least she's with us.
Yeah.
We're always thankful that. I mean, we're full and we're overflowing. But we'd rather them be with us where at least we know they're safe. They're getting fed.
Yeah.
They're not running around on the streets and things like that. So.
Well, when you look at it, I mean, today again, you see the different types of dogs we have. From the English Bulldog to, to the Pointer Lab mix to this little one. I mean, we just got a lot of different breeds.
We've got everything and anything. When I was loading up the van to come here, there was a Cocker Spaniel that was coming in.
That's right.
We were scanning to see if he or she had a microchip. I mean, we've really got just about anything you could want, which, speaking of, reminds me, I haven't even told our viewers yet about our special for August.
Oh, okay.
So we started Sunday, which was yesterday, and through the end of August, all dogs that are 1 year and older are $45.
Okay.
Kittens, so 1 year, under a year, are $45 also, and then adult cats are $25.
Wow.
So that's,
So again, you think about that. That includes the microchipping, the spay or neuter, their original shots, their basic shots, right?
Yep, the wellness exam by one of our participating vets, which does include the rabies vaccine.
And then you have 30 days of insurance.
Yeah, I mean, all of that is
Wow.
included. So for a dog that's over a year, $45. I mean, kittens $45 and adult cats $25. You really just cannot go wrong with that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and for that price, I mean, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot more to do.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because once they're a year old, you're just talking about yearly vaccines that you have to do the upkeep of.
Exactly.
So it's super easy. It's really.
It's actually a very good age to that 1 year and above because at the year they're still very trainable. They're they're always going to learn. They're going to learn very quickly. Even the older dogs, of course, will learn and be able to do that. The older dogs, you get what you see, right?
Right.
I mean, they're who they are.
Exactly. And we've got lots of events coming up in August. It's too many. It makes my head spin to even think about how many events we have. But one that I want to mention is coming up this Sunday, actually, at a local salon. Okay. So the big fad right now, and I'm sure our viewers have seen it, are these girls that wear like the little feathers in their hair.
Yep, that's
Somehow they kind of attach on your hair. I don't know how it works, but it's fancy and it's the big thing. Well, now they have them for dogs.
Wow.
I'm sure you could do one on your cat too. So this weekend, there is a salon right here in Noblesville. It's actually right around the corner from Dog Days.
Okay.
And it is called Headcase Salon, and they're right at the intersection of 37 and Greenfield. And so we'll be there on Sunday for their Furry Friends and Feathers event. So they're going to be doing little feathers for humans and their dogs. And they're going to have food and drinks provided. They're going to be doing some raffle prizes. I think they've even got some signed Colts gear that they're going to be raffling off. And of course, it'll be an event for the shelter. So proceeds will go to the shelter. And I'm trying to remember what the time is because I cannot remember. 11 to 2.
Okay.
And that's at Headcase Salon, which is at 16095 Prosperity Drive. So again, that's kind of right at the intersection of Greenfield and 37.
And then we're going to have different dogs from the Humane Society there that are up for adoption also.
Dogs from the shelter that'll be available.
Good.
So we'll be there on Sunday. And another event that I wanted to mention real quick, several years ago, we did an event with Eddie's Corner Cafe, which is downtown on the square in Noblesville.
Right.
And we decided to do it again. So it's called Eddie's Fancy Feast. So it's a real nice like spaghetti Italian dinner.
Okay.
There are 3 different seatings available. This will be on Sunday, August 28th. So you can come at 5, 6, or 7 p.m. And we're going to have guest servers from the community. So who do we have? I think like the mayor possibly, and all kinds of celebrity servers that will be serving you that evening.
Well, that's good.
And it's going to be a battle of the servers. So whichever server makes the most money wins.
Okay.
And of course, all the proceeds go to the shelter. So you can get on our website and buy tickets on the website. You can stop by the shelter to get tickets. So that again is Sunday, August 28th, called Eddie's Fancy Feast, and we are booking reservations now.
Okay.
So don't wait until the last minute because it'll be full. We can only do so many seatings. So.
There you go. So we got some great events coming up.
Yeah, lots of events coming up.
And if you need a lap dog, Pika is the one because, I mean, she's just been sitting here perfectly content.
Yeah, just checking things out, watching everybody. So she's trying to get this family to adopt her. They're new to town, I think I heard him say. So. And we'll be back with our cat Pepe coming up.
Please take me to Dog Days.
Your dog will beg you to take him to Dog Days, Playhouse, and Retreat. It's loads of fun for your pet, and you'll have the peace of mind knowing he's in good hands. You can even peek in on what's happening at any time during the day with Doggy Webcam. Whether you need doggy day camp, boarding, grooming, or training, Dog Days gives your pooch the pampering he deserves. Give us a call, 773-4500, or check us out on the web.
Please?
Okay, it's time for the kitties.
We cannot forget our kitties.
That's
because
right.
Lord knows we have way too many of them at the shelter.
So today it's Pepe, right?
Pepe, yes.
Yeah.
Pepe Le Pew, if you will. And of course, just a little orange male tabby. They say these are the best cats ever, and I would have to agree because they tend to be the most easygoing. Wah! As he tries to jump out of my arms. The most easygoing, relaxed. Now he's a kitten, so of course he's not quite there yet. But yeah, they make great mascot cats, great like office cats, things like that. So, but Pepe's young. He's only 5 months old, so of course he's a kitten. So he's still ready to go, rambunctious and rearing to go. And he is a little bit special because he does have FIV, which is similar to human AIDS. So it's AIDS in felines. But let me just say, he is really no different than any other cat. He can live a long and happy, healthy life. They do need to be indoor cats.
And they need to be separate also, right, from the other cats?
Right. You'd either want to have all FIV cats, or, you know, he could go home with the dog. It's not contagious to dogs or anything like that. And it's passed the same way that AIDS is passed in humans. So it's either sexually transmitted, or if he were to get in a fight with a cat or something like that, it would be passed through blood or something like that. So he's a lover, not a fighter, though, I just want to say. So he won't be biting anybody. But, you know, so he can totally go home with a family that has cats as long as those cats at home are FIV. And we've got several cats and kittens at the shelter that are FIV. So if you want to take a couple, I'm sure we would make a deal for you. So again, he's really, I just want to say, no different than anybody else. And he can live a happy, long life. So please don't let that, you know, scare scare you away from getting Pepe. He's awesome. So
we just had a big event this last weekend. How did that go?
we did. We had Welcome to the Jungle, which was on Saturday.
Okay.
And, you know, not as good as it has been in years past, but I think that's because we've had PERS days going on for a couple of months now, and so we're really getting cats out more consistently, which is fantastic. So we still did about 45 adoptions on Saturday.
Okay.
Which is awesome. We had a couple sets of siblings that went home, and it's always harder to adopt pairs.
Right, exactly.
So it really was a successful day. So we cannot complain.
And PERS days, maybe run through that, because that's a heck of a deal every single day, or every single Thursday,
Every single Thursday, yeah. So we're still continuing to do our PERS days, and that's reduced adoption fees on all cats and kittens in the shelter on Thursdays. I think we're doing, now I forgot, we've had so many specials going on that I can't keep everything straight. I think we're doing them for $25 on Thursdays.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that because I forget now, but it's on our website. So yeah, so PERS days is still going on, and of course, like I said, I mean, even though we've gotten consistently, you know, 20, 30, 40 cats out every week, there's more just coming in every day. I mean, we're getting 20 of them in a day.
Wow.
And that's happened to us several times. So it's exhausting. So, and keep in mind too, if you're not sure about forever, foster somebody. You know, that's the next best thing. So we pay for everything that you need as a foster, and it just gets the cats out of the shelter environment. So please consider fostering if you can adopt and make it a permanent placement. So.
And I think one of the main things too is that every dog or cat that leaves the shelter, if they haven't been spayed or neutered, is spayed and neutered before they're actually picked up by the people, so that in turn
before they get adopted,
we can help curb some of this, you know, overpopulation just due to people that do not have their animals spayed or neutered.
Yeah, and I know, you know, the spay neuter clinic is right next to the shelter, and I just saw a big banner out on their front wall area that said they've done 50,000 surgeries.
Yeah.
So let's keep that number going. Let's get it to 100,000, you know, because that's the only way that we can reduce all of these dogs and cats that are coming to the shelter is if we spay and neuter. So it's so extremely important.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good. So we got one more section left. It's Where Are They Now?
Yeah.
Coming up next.
So we'll let you know what's happened in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Please take me to Dog Days.
Your dog will beg you to take him to Dog Days, Playhouse, and Retreat. It's loads of fun for your pet, and you'll have the peace of mind knowing he's in good hands. You can even peek in on what's happening at any time during the day with Doggy Webcam. Whether you need doggy day camp, boarding, grooming, or training, Dog Days gives your pooch the pampering he deserves. Give us a call, 773-4500, or check us out on the web.
Please?
Well, where are they now?
They're everywhere.
That's
They've
right.
been adopted. They've gone to foster. They're still at the shelter. So we'll do the rundown and tell you where everybody is.
Let's go through the adopteds first.
Some good news. Finally, Thelma and Louise
All right.
are home. And I got to tell you, they went to the greatest family. It was a single mom. She has 4 daughters.
Wow.
So, of course, she needed 2 more girls to add to the bunch.
I think so.
They have a lot of land, a huge fenced-in yard, and, I mean, I can just see the slumber parties now with Thelma and Louise and all her daughters. So excited for Thelma and Louise.
Okay, so Thelma and Louise adopted, which is a good guy. Okay, how about any other adoptions?
We had a couple of cats, and I think we may have mentioned them last week, but just in case, Baldwin, he got adopted last week, and then we also had Cowboy, who had the leg injuries when he came in. Cowboy got adopted too. So we are and Cowboy waited a really long time.
Wow.
So yeah, we're really excited for all of them to be in their homes.
So let's talk about some of the other ones that didn't get adopted that we need to find some homes for.
Yes, and let's talk about, we have a couple that are in foster.
Okay.
So we'll talk about those first. Dakota, who's with you, who's the big St. Bernard.
St. Bernard, yeah.
Might have a family that's interested in him, so we're crossing our fingers. And Daisy Marie.
Yes.
We have been talking about her for weeks, and finally, one of our volunteers and her husband came in and they said, you know what? we need to foster her for her heartworm treatment.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
Yep, so she left on Saturday morning to go to foster. So, and then we have Buddy and Rocky, the lab, and his little sidekick terrier.
Right, yes.
They're still in foster and available for adoption. And then who else do we have? I'm cheating on my notes here. That's it, I guess, for fosters.
So then last week we had Perry on, which Perry was a little bit fearful. And but Perry's still available.
Yeah,
right?
Little bingy looking dog.
Yeah.
You'll remember Perry. He's still available for adoption. We had Oscar, like a Dutch Shepherd.
Yep, Dutch
he
Shepherd.
was on last week, and he's still available for adoption. And we had Maximus, the Golden Retriever, the Happy Golden Retriever mix.
I'm
He's
surprised.
Still there.
I'm surprised he isn't gone because he is such a good dog.
And he was on hold. There was a family that put him on hold, and they never showed back up. So it's a bummer. So Maximus is still there. Star. The Deaf Pity, of course, Randall and Pacer are still available.
Pearl's still there.
Pearl and Princess are still available. Sheldon, the yellow lab, I don't get it. He's still there. And Molly, our little pity mix with the big old crazy ears, Molly is still available for adoption.
We got Lulu that's still there.
Lulu is still there.
And just incredible dogs, and you're going to see all these pictures come up. And you know, if you have friends or family or somebody you know that's interested in a dog, well, I'll tell you, these are some great dogs.
Yes.
And you know, stop up, see the staff, because the staff knows these dogs inside and out. They volunteers take them to the events. They walk these dogs every day, so they can tell you a lot about their personalities, right?
Right, and what they're looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had Dash and Abby were both staying here at Dog Days, but we've decided to switch them out, give them some time back at the shelter where they can be seen a little bit more by the visitors at the shelter.
Right.
And then Dog Days took a couple other of our dogs here, so hopefully we can have them on in the next couple of weeks. So Dash and Abby are back at the shelter and available for adoption there. And a couple of more cats that are still available. Ben, Sophia, and Luigi are all still available. So that is too many people. Come on.
Way too many.
Yeah, next week we want the adopted list to be bigger than the ones that are still available for adoption.
We want to show a lot of adopted pictures up there next week. So be sure to stop up and see all the unbelievable pets that we have up there, the cats and dogs that are there. And again, such a plethora of different breeds, small, large, purebreds, not purebreds.
Exactly.
I mean, be sure to stop up.
Anything you could want. So come and see us. 1721 Pleasant Street, right beside the Hamilton County Fairgrounds. Get on our website, get on our Facebook page. We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. And again, thanks to Dog Days for sponsoring today's show. And we will be back next week.
Next week. See you then.
Bye.